Hi everybody. Chap gave me a message, said would I do a review on the Ego 56 volt lawnmower. So here we go. Right, that's it folded up. As you can see, it don't take up much room. I bought it. I wanted the hand tools, and part of the deal was to get this mower. I bought the mower, the hand tools and the battery. This was a few years back. And you've got the turbocharger, and you've got a free 4 amp battery. Not free, but in the deal, you know. So that's it folded up. It's a good sized mower. And it came with this blade. This is the normal running blade, mulching blade, which is perfect for mulching. It comes with a rear plug that fits in there, which I can't find at the moment. It fits in there. It also comes with a side discharge plug. So I'll try to find my camera thing. I think how it works. Oh yeah, that fits in there. Holds the box up. So you can use it for a side discharge if you're cutting longer grass. Prominently because that blade doesn't create enough lift to really throw damp grass into the back of the box. It's a reasonable sized box. It's sort of a 19-inch lawnmower box. So I started using it and asked my mower chap if he could get me a high lift blade. If you see the difference in the back of the blade. See, that's a mulching blade, you see the angle of it. So it throws the grass up into the deck, and then because the hole's bunged up, it falls back into the blade, and it's sharpened all the way along this front edge. Now, a high lift blade is only sharpened on this section, and because of this big back wing, see it better on there, that creates more draw to throw the grass further into the back of the box. Now, there's a guy who does a video on YouTube about how a lawnmower works. So that suction stands the grass on end, and the blade cuts it off, throws it in the box. So it's not really designed to pick up grass, which is, you know, if you cut with the box off, it doesn't really want to pick up grass which is already laying, because it's designed to stand the grass up, cut it into the box. Anyway, so the mower itself comes with 2 positions on the handle. Now, I'm quite tall, so I have it on the high position. When you engage it, this light comes on green, and that flashes when your battery runs out. You've got a 1-handle height adjuster, which is really good, so you don't have to piss about individual adjusting. Good set of robust wheels. Now this is this is the big 6 amp battery. I get about, when you put, the only drawback I put in the high lift blade is you do lose run time, because it's working harder. But it's definitely worth it. Now this, I would say, this is as good as any mower, petrol mower, with that high lift blade. Stand handles. It's a good sized proper mower. Not like your pissy fly mows backwards and forwards. The only drawback I found was, you can't see it, but underneath that tape is the little safety plug you have to put in. You press that down before you pull the handle back. taped it on there because when I put it in the back of my trailer folded up, first thing I did was snap that cord and I lost it. You can just see it in there. It needs new tape on. Let's take it off. They might have modified the new one. See, that hangs, so as a safety device that goes in there. You have to press that down before you pull the handle back. Now you see the inflation on that box from that high lift blade. Oh, it's difficult to do that. Now obviously it is an electric mower, not quite got the power of a petrol one, but if you're cutting your own grass regularly, now for this mower I'd say you want to be cutting every week. If you go to 2 weeks and it is a bit long, it does start to leave a little bit of a snail trail, which you get on petrol mowers anyway, on a 19-inch like a Honda Easy. But if you cut your own lawn every week, now I keep this for my lawn now, I don't bother using it. I've got a spare petrol mower, mainly because where I work on my own, it's the box size. Now my big 21-inch, the box is a third bigger again than that, so I can do a good size lawn in 1 or 2 boxfuls, where this is more like 3 or 4 boxfuls. And time is an issue for me. Now this mower is, I think the other thing is using it all day. I did used to use it a lot. Is when I'm cutting 10 to 15 lawns a day, it's so light. It's almost as if it's too light, it makes my back ache a little bit because I'm slightly too tall. I'm 6 foot. For the handles in the up position, I feel like I'm lifting the back of the mower, and when I've got it in the low position, it's too low, it hurts my back. So you know what I'm saying, for your normal lawn, like I've only got a tiny lawn, but a lawn 4 times the size of this, which is what my average lawn is, it hurts my back a little bit. With a 6 amp battery, with the high lift blade, I get about 45-50 minutes run time, depending on the length of the grass. The 6 amp with the mulching blade, you'll get an hour and 10 minutes ish. Now I have gone to gardens and left the mulching plug in the back, and the next day I've just got it straight out to use. It mulches so well, I forgot I've had the mulching plug in there. Of course I'm getting any grass, and it's because the mulching plug's in the back. I've only used the side discharge a couple of times. With the mulching blade, it really doesn't throw it far enough back. It tends to choke a little bit. But you know, I was using it as my spare mower, and I was keeping it folded up in the back of the trailer because it doesn't take up any room. We've got no issues with petrol pouring everywhere and oil. With the quick charger, because I've got the 1 6 amp and 2 4 amp batteries, so I've got one on the strimmer as well, so I'm using that strimming, cutting, but bouncing along people's gardens, and it only costing 30 pence to charge the battery. They don't mind me recharging my batteries on their outdoor sockets, so I sort of work the round out that I can do. I start cutting, I leave a battery charging, and I just leapfrog along the gardens. You know, if I'm doing somewhere like I do a road where I do 10 gardens in a row, and I can just leapfrog and charge my battery, stop for a cup of tea, because it only takes 20 to 30 minutes to charge. It's ideal. Yeah, so the only drawback for me is that stupid safety switch. There's no reason why that can't have a fitting so it doesn't pop out all the time. Sometimes, oh, this isn't focusing. These little green catches will catch on the bushes and fall out. and they've got a safety switch on as well that stops the blade. What other drawbacks? So that's it really. You need to keep the deck quite clean. It cleans that easy being plastic. The weight is about half of a 19-inch petrol mower, I'd say. But, you know, I can cut this grass in 3 or 4 minutes. It annoys my neighbours because they've got one's got a cable hater, 240 volt cable hater, and he has to go quite slow, and the neighbour passes got a fly mower that takes him about an hour to cut what I cut in 10 minutes. So yeah, it's a good mower. You can see I've had it quite a while. You know, the stickers have taken a batter and basically rubbing on the side of the trailer. Now the deck is it's not like your normal, you know, like the Honda plastic is rigid, so when you hit a stone it goes through the side, but this is that, see that flexible, almost like your wheelie bin plastic. It takes quite a beating. You know, it's flexible enough to take a hit. I think the trick is with this is to try and keep my blade sharp. Try and keep your blade sharpened. I've not sharpened that for a season, I don't think. But overall, if you're buying the tools, get the mower. You know, they do a power driven one I think now, and a 7.5 amp battery, but you get half the run time because it's driving the wheels as well. I wouldn't get Ego an electric mower with a steel deck. What's the point in that? Because the steel decks just rot out just as quick as the petrol one. You might as well buy a petrol one for half the money. If you're going to go battery, you got to go plastic. I'll show you how quick it is just to fold up. Put them back in, back in. You think I can lift that with one hand? It just fits in the shed snug. Okay, that's the Ego 56 volt lithium ion. One thing I will say, while we're on it, is this is the old battery. You press that button, it lights up green if you're charged. It flashes red at the end of your charge, and it will flash amber if it's got a problem. Now the new battery they brought out has got a segmented LED light around here, so it tells you how much run time you've got left. So if you're doing a big garden and you're down at the bottom, you think, oh Christ, I'm running out of batteries, and when you come back you can whip this one up, put your next one in, stick this one on charge. So because like some of these gardens I do are 100 yards long, and you, like your strimmer always runs out when you're at the bottom of the garden. It's got those LED lights on the front there, if you want to. Now I did think, because like sometimes in the winter here, as you're running into winter and you're losing light at 3:30, you know, and people have said to me in the past, you want to put some lights on your mower? I've never used them, but you know, it's good to flash at the old people when they're sitting indoors, they like it. Anyway, there you go fellas, good mower.